Hello everyone, and let's talk about the benefits of flexibility for frontline workers. Now, this is flexibility beyond what we think about in terms of remote work. Flexibility extends beyond remote work options. So traditional office flexibility differs from the needs of frontline workers. And that's what I want to talk about today. There are 58% of American workers in on-site roles who are not really remote capable. And these frontline roles are crucial for maintaining our economy, whether it's people who are working in emergency services, people who are working in retail, in manufacturing. These are crucial roles. So flexibility narratives, when we think about flexible roles, we often overlook non-remote workers. And so when I work with companies like manufacturing and retail, there are going to be some remote capable workers. And definitely I talk about them and help them with their flexibility in terms of whether they work in the office, whether they work remotely, or a hybrid combination. But then a part of the conversation always has to be about the non-remote capable folks and how we can apply flexibility to them. And new flexibility paradigms are really needed. We really need to think about that effectively for the frontline workforce. So, we need to understand that frontline worker engagement is actually quite low, comparatively speaking. So Gallup survey shows lower engagement for frontline employees compared to remote capable employees who are working in a hybrid setting or remote setting. It's kind of a mix. If you're remote capable and you are forced to work in the office, sometimes you have lower engagement, and often, according to Gallup, you'll have lower engagement than frontline employees. But still, frontline employees are definitely on the lower end of engagement. And the physical presence of the workplace remains unchanged for many, despite the conversations about flexibility. So we need to think about how to apply flexibility to them effectively. We need to focus on their specific needs and identify the factors that contribute to them being disengaged, so we can have more effective engagement for these frontline employees. Now, frontline workers, generally speaking, are on average, more than half of them are not envious of remote capable workers. Many actually prefer their on-site roles to remote work options. So there's decreasing interest actually. Recently, we're looking at frontline employees. They're showing decreasing interest in remote work. That challenges the narrative of remote work, of space-based flexibility being something that's universally desired for all workers. So this is a divergence from trends for remote capable workers who definitely want, on average, to have at least some flexibility of where they work. So focusing on on-site workers, the 58% who are not remote capable, we need to reevaluate assumptions around flexibility and remote work and focus on the actual needs of frontline employees. And here the key is flexibility that's temporal, so scheduling over spatial flexibility, over location. So focus on the scheduling flexibility. People who are in frontline roles really want flexibility over their schedules. They want a choice in when they work, both in terms of timing, shifts, and in terms of which days of the week. They also want the ability to have more personal time off. So thinking about a balance in this work-life approach, flexibility is seen as a tool for better work-life balance and life quality by frontline employees in terms of scheduling, not their workplace. So thinking about this spatial flexibility versus temporal flexibility, work-life balance for frontline employees emphasizes control over schedules, and the Gallup survey emphasizes that these are the high preferences. So we see a trend toward valuing time management over the setting of where people work. So that focusing on this flexibility in terms of time really reflects a deeper understanding of the needs of frontline workers and how they live. Now, let's talk about how different industries approach this. So the manufacturing sector has actually been at the forefront of flexible scheduling. So Pricewaterhouse survey emphasizes that frontline workers value safety and flexibility in the manufacturing sector, And flexible schedules are very helpful against high turnover. And as part of flexible schedules, you want to make sure that you get employee inputs into the schedule creation. So 68% of manufacturing companies, according to the PricewaterhouseCoopers survey, do use flexible schedules, which is great. That's very important for the employee value proposition. It balances rigorous work demands when people are actually manufacturing with schedule flexibility. It's not a perk, but really a necessity if you want to deal with the competitive workplace of today and tomorrow. On the other hand, we're seeing a lot of problems for retail and hospitality. And those are the sectors that have been losing employees the most, who are going to other sectors like manufacturing or remote capable sectors. And why are they leaving retail and hospitality? Because they struggle with inflexible schedules. So McKinsey's survey highlights these challenges. This unpredictable schedules in these sectors like restaurants, Walmart and other stores lead to burnout and dissatisfaction. And we have high turnover rates as a result. So employees are really unhappy with a lack of control over their schedule, and that harms employee well-being. So we need to really rethink the scheduling practices in those sectors and have more consistent, predictable schedules like in manufacturing. You can do things like shift swapping, part-time work, and allow employees to have more control over their schedule through these tools and other tools. So we need to address scheduling issues to improve employee satisfaction, retention, and recruitment. The industry-specific flexible solutions need to be thought about. So different industries require tailored flexible solutions that recognize the unique demands for each industry, and thinking about the specific strategies for each sector to create positive work environment. So industry leaders for each sector need to assess their specific flexibility needs, adapt to the changing workforce dynamics, and have an alignment between industry characteristics and flexibility. Like manufacturing already is there, retail and hospitality need to get there, and the companies that are in retail and hospitality, and I work with some of them that are more progressive and allow flexible scheduling for their employees, are definitely seeing a great benefit in employee retention and recruitment. So we need to promote flexibility as a competitive advantage in the labor market for any company that wants to retain and recruit effective, high-quality frontline employees, 58% of the American workforce. And again, these people value scheduling rather than where they work. So we have rethinking work flexibility. We need to have a nuanced approach to work flexibility. Understand what frontline employees need, that they need flexibility of when they work rather than where they work. Balancing business objectives of getting the output, whatever the business needs done, with preferences by employees. And that includes emphasizing a very empathetic and inclusive work culture. So we need to challenge traditional notions of workplace flexibility that focus on work rather than time, because time is really more valuable for the frontline employees, and consider the diverse worker experiences of different demographics, of different needs. Parents, of course, have more scheduling concerns than non-parents, for example. So highlight flexibility is a key factor in employee engagement. We recognize that Gallup shows that there's low worker engagement among frontline employees, and flexibility improves their engagement, flexibility of their schedules. So that's how we introduce innovative solutions in non-traditional roles and pursue proactive development of flexible work policies. All right, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed and benefited from this episode of the Wise Decision Maker Show. My name is Dr. Gleb Tsipursky. I'm the CEO of Disaster Avoidance, the future work consultancy that sponsors the Wise Decision Maker Show. And I hope you subscribe to the show wherever you check this out and leave a review. It helps others discover the show, and it helps us improve the show.